Chapter 15 from The Complete Book of Cheese by Robert Carlton Brown. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Reading by Bologna Times. From The Complete Book of Cheese by Robert Carlton Brown. Chapter 15. Aberdeen, Scotland. Soft, creamy, mellow. Aberdeen, Bohemia, made near Carlsbad. Hard, sheep, distinctive, with a savory smack all its own. Absinthe, see Petafina. Acidophilus, see Saint Ival. Eetkies, Belgium, November to May, winter made and eaten. Affiné, Carré, see Ancien Impérial. Affumicata, Mozzarella, see Mozzarella. After dinner cheeses, see Chapter 8. Agricultural school cheeses, see college educated. Aiguille fromage de Alpine, France, named cheese of the needles from the sharp alpine peaks of the district where it is made. Cendré d'Azy, see Cendré. Ajaccio, Corsica. Semi-hard, piquant, nut flavor, named after the chief city of French Corsica, where a cheese lover, Napoleon, was born. A la crème, see fromage, fromage blanc, chevretons. A la main, see vacherin. A la pie, see fromage. A la rachette, see bain. Albini, northern Italy, semi-hard, made of both goat and cow milk, white, mellow, pleasant-tasting table cheese. Albula, Switzerland, rich with the flavor of cuds of green herbs chewed into creamy milk that makes tasty curds, made in the fertile Swiss valley of Albula, whose proud name it bears. Alderney, Channel Islands. The French, who are fond of this special product of the very special breed of cattle named after the Channel Island of Alderney, translate it phonetically, Fromage d'Origny. Alemtejo, Portugal, called in full Queijo de Alemtejo, cheese of Alemtejo, in the same way that so many French cheeses carry along the fromage title, soft, sheep and sometimes goat or cow, in cylinders of 3 sizes, weighing respectively about 2 ounces, 1 pound and 4 pounds. The smaller sizes are the ones most often made with mixed goat and sheep milk. The method of curdling without the usual animal rennet is interesting and unusual. The milk is warmed and curdled with vegetable rennet made from the flowers of a local thistle, or cardoon, which is used in 2 other Portuguese cheeses, Queijo da Cardiga and Queijo da Serra da Estrela, and probably in many others not known beyond their locale. In France, La Caillebotte is distinguished for being clabbered with chardonnay, a wild artichoke seed. In Portugal, where there isn't so much separating of the sheep from the goats, it takes several weeks for Alemtejo to ripen, depending on the lactic content and difference in sizes. Alfalfa, see Sage. Alise Saint-Reine, France, soft, summer made. Allgäuer Bergkäse, Allgäuer Rundkäse, or Allgäuer Emmentaler, Bavaria, hard, Emmentaler type. The small district of Allgäu names a mountain of cheeses almost as fabulous as our rock candy mountain. There are two principal kinds, vintage Algar Bergkäse and soft Algar Rumkäse, described below. This celebrated cheese section runs through rich pasture lands right down and into the Swiss valley of the Emme that gives the name Emmentaler to one of the world's greatest. So it is no wonder that Algar Bergkäse can compete with the best Swiss. Before the Russian Revolution, in fact, all vintage cheeses of Allgäu were brought up by wealthy Russian noblemen and kept in their home caves in separate compartments for each year, as far back as the early 1900s. As with fine vintage wines, the price of the great years went up steadily. Such cheeses were shipped to the Russian owners only when the chief cheese pluggers of Allgäu found that they had reached their prime. Allgäu Rumkäse, Bavaria. Full cream, similar to Romadur and Limburger, but milder than both. This sets a high grade for similar cheeses made in the Bavarian mountains, in monasteries such as the Andechs. It goes exquisitely with the rich, dark Bavarian beer. Some of it is as slippery as the stronger, smellier Bergkäse, or the old-time Slipcote of England. Like so many North Europeans, it is often flavored with caraway. Although entirely different from its big brother, vintage Bergkäse, Rumkäse can stand proudly at its side as one of the finest cheeses in Germany. Alp. See Fiori di Alpe. Alpepe. Italy. Hard and peppery, like its name. Similar to Pepato. See. Alpes, France. Similar to Bel Paese. Alpestre, Austria. A smoked cheese that tastes, smells, and inhales like whatever fish it was smoked with. The French Alps has a different Alpestre. Italy spells hers Alpestro. Alpin Alpestre, or Fromage de Briançon, France. Hard, goat, dry, small, slightly salted, made at Briançon and Gap. Alpestro, Italy. Semi-soft, goat, dry, lightly salted. Alpin, or Clérimbert, Alpine, France. The milk is coagulated with rennet at 80° Fahrenheit in 2 hours. The curd is dipped into molds, 3 to 4 inches in diameter and 2½ inches in height, allowed to drain, turned several times for 1 day only, then salted and ripened 1 to 2 weeks. Altenburg, or Altenburger Ziegenkäse, Germany. Soft goat, small and flat, 1 to 2 inches thick, 8 inches in diameter, weight 2 pounds. Alt Kuhkäse, Old Cow Cheese, Germany. Hard, well aged, as its simple name suggests. Altsohi, see Brenza. Ambert, or Forme d'Ambert, Le Mans, Auvergne, France. A kind of cheddar made from November to May and belonging to the Cantal, Forme la Tome tribe. American, American Cheddar, USA. Described under their home states and distinctive names are a dozen fine American Cheddars, such as Coon, Wisconsin, Herkimer County, and Tillamook, to name only a few. They come in as many different shapes, with traditional names such as Daisies, Flats, Longhorns, Midgets, Picnics, Prince, and Twins. The ones simply called Cheddars weigh about 60 pounds. All are made and pressed and ripened in about the same way, although they differ greatly in flavor and quality. They are ripened anywhere from 2 months to 2 years and become sharper, richer, and more flavorsome, as well as more expensive with the passing of time. See Cheddar States and Cheddar Types in Chapter 4. American Romano, USA. Hard, brittle, sharp. Amol, Béarn, France. Winter cheese, October to May. Anatolian, Turkey. Hard, sharp. Anchovy Links, USA. American processed cheese that can be mixed up with anchovies or any fish from whitebait to whale, made like a sausage and sold in handy links. Ancien Impérial, Normandy, France. Soft, fresh cream. White, mellow, and creamy, like Neufchâtel, and made in the same way. Tiny bricks packaged in tin foil, 2 inches square, 1/2 inch thick, weighing 3 ounces. Eaten both fresh and when ripe. It is also called carré, and has separate names for the new and the old. A. Petit carré when newly made. B. Carré affiné when it has reached a ripe old age, which doesn't take long, about the same time as Neufchâtel. Ancona. See Pecorino. Andean, Venezuela. A cow's milker made in the Andes near Mérida. It is formed into rough cubes and wrapped in the pungent aromatic leaves of Frailejón lanudo Espeletia schultzi, which imparts to it a characteristic flavor. Description given in Buen Provecho by Dorothy Kamen Kay. Andechs, Bavaria. A lusty Allgäuer type. Monk made on the monastery hill at Andechs on Ammersee. A superb snack with equally monkish dark beer, black bread, and blacker radishes, served by the brothers in dark brown robes. Antwerp, Belgium. Semi-hard, nut-flavored, named after its place of origin. Appenzeller, Switzerland. Bavaria and Baden. Semi-soft Emmentaler type made in a small 20-pound wheel, a pony cart wheel in comparison to the big Swiss. There are 2 qualities. A. Common, made of skim milk and cured in brine for a year. B. Festive, full milk steeped in brine with wine, plus white wine lees and pepper. The only cheese we know of that is ripened with lees of wine. Appetitost, Denmark. Semi-soft, sour milk, nut-like flavor. It's an appetizer that lives up to its name, eaten fresh on the spot from the loose bottom pans in which it is made. Appetost, Denmark. Sour buttermilk, similar to Primula, with caraway seeds added for snap. Imitated in USA. Apple, USA. A small New York State Cheddar put up in the form of a red-cheeked apple for New York City trade. Inspired by the pear-shaped Provolone and Baby Gouda, no doubt. Arer, Bohemia. Semi-hard, sour milk, yellow, mellow, and creamy. Made in mountains between Bohemia and Silesia. Argentine, Argentina. Argentina is specially noted for fine reproductions of classical Italian hard grating cheeses such as Parmesan and Romano, rich and fruity because of the lush pampas grass feeding. Armavir, Western Caucasus. Soft, whole sour sheep milk. A hand cheese made by stirring cold, sour buttermilk or whey into heated milk, pressing in forms and ripening in a warm place, similar to hand cheese. Arnauten, see Travnik. Arovatur, Italy. Water buffalo milk. Cour d'Arras, see Cour. Arénée, Champagne, France. Made only in winter, November to May. Since gourmet products of the same province often have a special affinity, Arénée and Champagne are specially well suited to one another. Artichoke, cardoon, or thistle for rennet. See Caillebotte. Artificial dessert cheese. In the lavish days of Old England, artificial dessert cheese was made by mixing 1 quart of cream with 2 of milk and spiking it with powdered cinnamon, nutmeg, and mace. 4 beaten eggs were then stirred in with 1/2 cup of white vinegar and the mixture boiled to a curd. It was then poured into a cheesecloth and hung up to drain 6 to 8 hours. When taken out of the cloth it was further flavored with rose water, sweetened with castor sugar, left to ripen for an hour or two, and finally served up with more cream. Asadero, or Oaxaca, Jalisco and Oaxaca, Mexico. White, whole milk. Curd is heated, and hot curd is cut and braided, or kneaded into loaves from 8 ounces to 11 pounds in weight. Asadero means suitable for roasting. Asco, Corsica, France. Made only in the winter season, October to May. Asiago, 1, 2, and 3. Vicenza, Italy. Sometimes classed as medium and mild, depending mostly on age. Loaves weigh about 18 pounds each and look like American Cheddar, but have a taste all their own. 1. Mild, nutty, and sharp. Used for table slicing and eating. 2. Medium, semi-hard, and tangy. Also used for slicing until 9 months old. 3. Hard, old, dry, sharp, brittle. When over 9 months old, it's fine for grating. Asin, or water cheese. Northern Italy. Sour milk, washed curd, whitish, soft, buttery. Made mostly in spring and eaten in summer and autumn. Dessert cheese, frequently eaten with honey and fruit. Au Cumin. See Munster. Au Fenouil. See Tome de Savoie. Au Fond and de Fond. A style of ripening on the hay. See Pithiviers au Fond and Fromage de Fond. Augelot, Vallée d'Or. Normandy, France. Soft, tangy, piquant, Pont l'Evêque type. D'Oreille. See Saint-Anne. Fromage d'Arena. See Alderney. Aurillac. See Bleu d'Auvergne. Aurore and Triple Aurore. Normandy, France. Made and eaten all year. Australian and New Zealand. Australia and New Zealand. Enough cheese is produced for local consumption, chiefly Cheddar, some Gruyere, but unfortunately mostly processed. Autun, Nivernais, France. Produced and eaten all year. Fromage de vache is another name for it, and this is of special interest in a province where the chief competitors are made of goat's milk. Bleu d'Auvergne. See Bleu. Au vin blanc. Confits. See Époisses. Avenay. Boulette d'Avenay. See Boulette. Les Aides. Orléanais, France. Not eaten during July, August, or September. Season, October to June. Queijo do Azeitão, Portugal. Soft sheep, sapid, and extremely oily as the superlative so implies. There are no finer, fatter cheeses in the world than those made of rich sheep milk in the mountains of Portugal and named for them. Azeitoso, Portugal. Soft, mellow, zestful, and as oily as it is named. Azuldoch Mountain, Turkey. Mild and mellow mountain product. End of chapter 15.
Of the Complete Book of Cheese. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by Jennifer Stearns. The Complete Book of Cheese by Robert Carlton Brown. B. Backsteiner. Bavaria. Resembles Limburger, but smaller, and translates brick from the shape. It is aromatic and piquant, and not very much like the U.S. brick. Bagnes, or Fromage à la Raclette. Switzerland. Not only hard, but very hard, named from racler, French for scrape. A thick 1/2 inch slice is cut across the whole cheese and toasted until runny. It is then scraped off the pan it's toasted in with a flexible knife, spread on bread and eaten like an open-faced Welsh rabbit sandwich. Bagozzo, Grana Bagozzo, Bresciano. Italy. Hard, yellow, sharp. Surface often colored red, Parmesan type. Baker's cheese. Skim milk, similar to cottage cheese, but softer and finer grained. Used in making bakery products, such as cheesecake, pie, and pastries, but may also be eaten like creamed cottage cheese. Ball, USA. Made from thick sour milk in Pennsylvania in the style of the original Pennsylvania Dutch settlers. Ballakass, or Wommeldorf. Similar to Ball. Balls, Dutch red. English name for Edam. Banbury, England. Soft, rich cylinder, about 1 inch thick, made in the town of Banbury, famous for its spicy, citrus peel buns and its equestrienne. Banbury cheese with Banbury buns made a sensational snack in the early 19th century, but both are getting scarce today. Bannock, Armenia. White and sweet. Banja Luka, Bosnia. Port Salut type from its Trappist monastery. Banon, or Les Petits Banon. Provence, France. Small, dried sheep milker, made in the foothills of the Alps and exported through Marseille in season, May to November. This sprightly summer cheese is generously sprinkled with the local brandy and festively wrapped in fresh green leaves. Bar cheese, USA. Any saloon Cheddar, formerly served on every free lunch counter in the U.S. before Prohibition. Free lunch cheese was the backbone of America's cheese industry. Barbacena, Minas Gerais, Brazil. Hard white, sometimes chalky, named from its home city in the leading cheese state of Brazil. Barbaret, or Fromage de Troyes. Champagne, France. Soft, creamy, and smooth, resembling Camembert, 5 to 6 inches in diameter and 1 1/4 inches thick. Named from its home town, Barbaret, near Troyes, whose name it also bears. Fresh warm milk is coagulated by rennet in 4 hours. Uncut curd then goes into a wooden mold with a perforated bottom, to drain 3 hours, before being finished off in an earthenware mold. The cheeses are salted, dried, and ripened 3 weeks in a cave. The season is from November to May, and when made in summer they are often sold fresh. Barbu, France. Soft. Baronet, USA. A natural product, mild and mellow. Baron, France. Soft. Basilac, see Blue. Bath, England. Gently made, lightly salted, drained on a straw mat in the historic resort town of Bath. Ripened in 2 weeks and eaten only when covered with a refined, fuzzy mold that's also eminently edible. It is the most delicate of English-speaking cheeses. Battlemont, Switzerland. St. Gothard Alps, northern Italy, and western Austria. An Emmentaler, made small where milk is not plentiful. The wheel is only 16 inches in diameter and 4 inches high, weighing 40 to 80 pounds. The cooking of the curd is done at a little lower temperature than Emmentaler. It ripens more rapidly, in 4 months, and is somewhat softer, but has the same holes and creamy though sharp, full nutty flavor. Baden, see also Koppen. Germany, Austria, Bohemia, and Silesia. Semi-soft, sour milk, hand type, made in herders' mountain huts in about the same way as Harkas, though it is bigger. In 2 forms, one cup shape, called Koppen, the other a cylinder. Strong and aromatic, whether made with or without caraway. Bavarian beer cheese. See Bayrischer's Bierkäse. Bavarian cream. German. Very soft, smooth, and creamy. Made in the Bavarian mountains. Especially good with sweet wines and sweet sauces. Bavarois à la vanille. See Fromage Bavarois. Bayonne. See Fromage de Bayonne. Bayerischer Bierkäse, Bavaria. Bavarian beer cheese from the Tyrol is made not only to eat with beer, but to dunk in it. Beads of cheese, Tibet. Beads of hard cheese, 2 inches in diameter, are strung like a necklace of cowrie shells or a rosary, 50 to 100 on a string. See also money made of cheese. Bigs. See Tome de Savoie. Bean cake, tofu or tofu. China, Japan, the Orient. Soybean cheese, imported from Shanghai and other oriental ports and also imitated in every Chinatown around the world. Made from the milk of beans and curdled with its own vegetable rennet. Beaujolais. See Chevreton. Beaumont or Tome de Beaumont. Savoy, France. A more or less successful imitation of Trappist Temi, a trade secret triumph of Savoy, at its best from October to June. Beaupe de Robon. Dauphiné, France. A winter specialty made from November to April. Beckenried, Switzerland. A good mountain cheese from goat milk. Beer cheese, USA. While our beer cheese came from Germany, and the word is merely a translation of Bierkäse, we use it chiefly for a type of strong Limburger made mostly in Milwaukee. This fine aromatic cheese is considered by many as the very best to eat while drinking beer. But in Germany, Bierkäse is more apt to be dissolved in a glass or stein of beer, much as we mix malted powder in milk, and drunk with it rather than eaten. Beer Regis. Dorsetshire, England. This sounds like another beer cheese, but it's only a mild Cheddar named after its hometown in Dorsetshire. Beast cheese, Scotland. A curiosity of the old days. The first milk after a calving, boiled or baked to a thick consistency. The result somewhat resembling new-made cheese, though this is clearly not a true cheese. McNeil. Belarno, Italy. Hard, goat, creamy dessert cheese. Belgian cooked, Belgian. The milk, which has been allowed to curdle spontaneously, is skimmed and allowed to drain. When dry, it is thoroughly kneaded by hand and is allowed to undergo fermentation, which takes ordinarily from 10 to 14 days in winter and 6 to 8 days in summer. When the fermentation is complete, cream and salt are added and the mixture is heated slowly and stirred until homogeneous, when it is put into molds and allowed to ripen for 8 days longer. A cheese ordinarily weighs about 3½ pounds. It is not essentially different from other forms of cooked cheese. Belle Sœur. See Domaci. Bellelay, Tête de Moine, or Monk's Head. Switzerland. Soft, buttery, semi-sharp spread. Sweet milk is coagulated with rennet in 20 to 30 minutes. The curd cut fairly fine and cooked not so firm as Emmentaler, but firmer than Limburger. After being pressed, the cheeses are wrapped in bark for a couple of weeks until they can stand alone. Since no eyes are desired in the cheeses, they are ripened in a moist cellar at a lowish temperature. They take a year to ripen and will keep 3 or 4 years. The diameter is 7 inches, the weight 9 to 15 pounds. The monk's head after cutting is kept wrapped in a napkin soaked in white wine, and the soft creamy spread is scraped out to butter bread and snacks that go with more white wine. Such combinations of old wine and old cheese suggest monkish influence, which began here in the 15th century with the jolly friars of the canton of Bern. There it is still made exclusively and not exported, for there's never quite enough to go around. Bel Paese. Italy. See under Foreign Greats Chapter 3. Also see Bel Fino, a blend, and Bel Paese types. French Boudin and German Saint Stefano. The American imitation is not nearly so good as the Italian original. Bel Paesino, a play on the Bel Paese name and fame. Weight 1 pound and diminutive in every other way. Percasse. See Alguer. Bergquara Sweden. Semi-hard, fat, resembles Dutch Gouda. Tangy, pleasant taste. Gets sharper with age, as they all do. Molded in cylinders of 15 to 40 pounds. Popular in Sweden since the 18th century. Berkeley, England. Named after its hometown in Gloucester, England. Berliner Käse. Berlin, Germany. Cow cheese, pet named turkey cock cheese by Berlin students. Typical German hand cheese, soft, aromatic with caraway seeds, and that's about the only difference between it and Altkäse, without caraway. Bernande, Fromagelle Bernande. Italy. Cow's whole milk, to which about 10% of goat's milk is added for flavor. Cured for 2 months. Berck, France. Made of skim milk. Berry rennet. See Withania. Bessay, le. Bourbonnais, France. Soft, mild, and creamy. Bexhill, England. Cream cheeses, small, flat, round. Excellent munching. Bierkäse, Germany. There are several of these unique beer cheeses that are actually dissolved in a stein of beer and drunk down with it in the Bierstubs, notably Bayerischer, Dresdener, and Olmützer. Semi-soft, aromatic, sharp. Well imitated in echt douche American spots such as Milwaukee and Hoboken. Bifrost, Norway. Goat, white, mildly salt. Imitated in a process spread in 4 1/4 ounce package. Bin, Wallis, Switzerland. Exceptionally fine Swiss from the great cheese canton of Wallis. Bito, Northern Italy. Hard Emmentaler type made in the Valtellina. It is really 2 cheeses in one. When eaten fresh, it is smooth, sapid, big-eyed Swiss. When eaten after 2 years of ripening, it is very hard and sharp and has small eyes. Blanc à la crème. See Fromage Blanc. Blanc. See Fromage Blanc 1 and 2. Bleu, France. Brittle, blue-veined, smooth, biting. Bleu d'Auvergne or Fromage Bleu. Auvergne, France. Hard, sheep or mixed sheep, goat or cow, from Pontgibaud and Lanquear, ripening caves. Similar to better known Cantal of the same province. Akin to Roquefort and Stilton, and to Bleu de Laqueuille. Bleu de Bassillac, Limousin, France. Blue mold of Roquefort type that's prime from November to May. Bleu de Laqueuille, France. Similar to Bleu d'Auvergne, but with a different savor. Named for its originator, Antoine Roussel Laqueuille, who first made it a century ago, in 1854. Bleu de Limousin, Fromage, Lower Limousin. Practically the same as Bleu de Bassillac, from Lower Limousin. Bleu de Salers, France. A variety of Bleu d'Auvergne from the same province distinguished for its blues that are green. With the majority, this is at its best only in the winter months from November to May. Bleu Fromage. See Bleu d'Auvergne. Bleu Olivet. See Olivet. Blind. The name for cheeses lacking the usual holes of the type they belong to, such as blind Swiss. Block Edam, USA. U.S. imitation of the classical Dutch cheese named after the town of Edam. Block, smoked. Austria. The name is self-explanatory and suggests a well-colored Meerschaum. Bloder, or Schlicker Milch, Switzerland. Sour milker. Blue Cheddar. See Cheshire Stilton. Blue Danish. See Danish Blue. Blue Dorset. See Dorset. Blue Jura. See Jura Blue and Septmoncel. Blue and Blue with Port Links, USA. One of the modern American processed sausages. Blue, Minnesota. See Minnesota. Blue Moon, USA. A processed product. Blue Vinny, Blue Vinid, Blue Vein Dorset or Double Dorset, Dorsetshire, England. A unique blue that actually isn't green veined. Farmers make it for private consumption because it dries up too easily to market. An Epicurean esoteric match for Truckles No. 1 of Wiltshire. It comes in a flat form, chalk white, crumbly and sharply flavored, with a royal blue vein running right through horizontally. The Vinny mold, from which it was named, is different from all other cheese molds and has a different action. Bocconi Giganti, Italy. Sharp and smoky specialty. Bocconi Provolone. See Provolone. Boîte. See Fromage de Boîte. Bombay, India. Hard, goat, dry, sharp. Good to crunch with a Bombay duck in place of a cracker. Bonds. See Bondon de Neufchâtel. Bondon de Neufchâtel, or Bond. Normandy, France. Nicknamed Bond de tout bien, from resemblance to the bung in a barrel of Neufchâtel wine. Soft, small loaf rolls, fresh and mild. Similar to Cornet, but sweeter because of 2% added sugar. Bondon de Rouen, France. A fresh Neufchâtel, similar to Petit Suisse, but slightly salted, to last up to 10 days. Bondost, Sweden. When caraway seed is added to this called Kommenost, spelled Kummenost in Norway. Bond Ost, USA. Imitation of Scandinavian cheese with small production in Wisconsin. Bon Larron, France. Romantically named the Penitent Thief. Borden's, USA. A full line of processed and naturals, of which Liederkranz is the leader. Borelli, Italy. A small water buffalo cheese. Boisson Macers. Provence, France. A winter product, December, January, February, and March only. Boudon, France. Whole or skimmed cow's milk, ripens in 2 to 3 months. Boud, Boudon. Normandy, France. Soft, fresh, smooth, creamy, mild child of the Neufchâtel family. Bougon-le-Moth. See Lamothe. Boulay-la, Normandy, France. One of the most prolific provinces, 30 different notables. In season October to May. Boule de Lille, France. Name given to Belgian Eau de Casse by the French who enjoy it. Boulette d'Avenay or Boulette de Cambrai. Flanders, France. Made from November to May, eaten all year. Bourgain, France. Type of fresh Neufchâtel made in France. Perishable and consumed locally. Bourgogne. See Petit Bourgogne. Box. Württemberg, Germany. Similar to U.S. brick, it comes in 2 styles, firm and soft. One, also known as Schlachterkäse, box cheese, and Hohenheim, where it is made. A rather unimportant variety. Made in a copper kettle with partially skimmed milk, colored with saffron and spiked with caraway, a handful to every 200 pounds. Salted and ripened for 3 months and shipped in wooden boxes. 2. Also known by names of localities where made. Hohenberg, Mondes, and Weihenstephan. Made of whole milk. Mild but piquant. Bra No. 1. Piedmont, Italy. Hard, round form, 12 inches in diameter, 3 inches high, weight 12 pounds. A somewhat romantic cheese, made by nomads who wander with their herds from pasture to pasture in the region of Bra. Bra No. 2. Turin and Cuneo, Italy. Soft, creamy, small, round and mild, although cured in brine. Brand or Brandkäse, Germany. Soft, sour milk hand cheese, weighing 1/3 of a pound. The curd is cooked at a high temperature, then salted and set to ferment for a day. Butter is then mixed into it before pressing into small bricks. After drying, it is put in used beer kegs to ripen and is frequently moistened with beer while curing. Brandy. See Caledonian Cream. Branja de Brăila, Rumania. Hard, sheep, extra salty because always kept in brine. Branja de Cosulet, Rumania. Described by Richard Wyndham in Wine and Food, winter 1937. A creamy sheep's cheese which is encased in pine bark. My only criticism of this most excellent cheese is that the center must always remain a gastronomical second best. It is no more interesting than a good English Cheddar, while the outer crust has a scented, resinous flavor which must be unique among cheeses. Bratkäse, Switzerland. Strong, specially made to roast in slices over coal, fine grilled on toast. Breakfast, Frühstück, lunch, delicate, and other names. Germany. Soft and delicate, but with a strong tang. Small round for spreading. Lauterbach is a well-known breakfast cheese in Germany, while in Switzerland Emmentaler is eaten at all 3 meals. Breakstone, USA. Like Borden and other leading American cheesemongers and manufacturers, Breakstone offers a full line of which the cream cheese is an American product to be proud of. Bressogo, Savoy, France. Soft, white. Breslau, Germany. A proud Prussian dessert cheese. Bressans. See Les Petites. Bresse, France. Lightly cooked. Bretagne. See Montauban. Brevine, Switzerland. Emmentaler type. Briançon, see Alpen. Brick, see Chapter 4. Brickbat, Wiltshire, England. A traditional Wiltshire product since early in the 19th century. Made with fresh milk and some cream to ripen for 1 year before it's fit to eat. The French call it Briqueton. Briccata, Corsica. Semi-soft, sour sheep, sometimes mixed with sugar and rum and made into luscious cakes. Brie. See Chapter 3. Also, see Cendres and Coulommiers. Brie Façon, France. The name of imitation Brie, or Brie type, made in all parts of France. Often it is dry, chalky, and inferior to the finest Brie véritable that is still made best in its original home, formerly called La Brie, now Seine-et-Marne or Ile-de-France. See Nivernais de Cis, Le Mont d'Or, and Ile-de-France. Brie de Meaux, France. This genuine Brie from the Meaux region has an excellent reputation for high quality. It is made only from November to May. Brie de Melun, France. This Brie véritable is made not only in the seasonal months, from November to May, but practically all the year around. It is not always prime. Summer Brie, called Maigre, is notably poor and thin. Spring Brie is merely maigre, half fat, as against the fat autumn Gras that ripens until May. Brouillette Savarin, Normandy, France. Soft and available all year. Although the author of Physiologie du Goût was not noted as a caseophile, and wrote little on the subject beyond Le Fondue, see Chapter 6, this savory Normandy produce is named in his everlasting praise. Brina de Brăila, Romania. Semi-soft sheep done in brine. Brinza, USA. Our imitation of this creamy sort of fresh white Roquefort is as popular in foreign colonies in America as back in its Hungarian and Greek homelands. On New York's East Side, several stores advertise Brinza Fresh Daily with an extra D crowded into the original Brinza. Brine. See Italian Bra, Caucasian Ekiwani, Brina de Brăila, Briny. Briny or brined. Syria. Semi-soft, salty sharp. So called from being processed in brine. Turkish Tulum penny is of the same salt-soaked type. Brinza or Brinzen. Hungary, Romania, Carpathian Mountains. Goes by many local names. Assel, Cleanse, Landock, Liptauer, Nussol, Siebenberger, and Zips. Soft sheep milk or sheep and goat, crumbly, sharp and biting, but creamy. Made in small lots and cured in a tub with beech shavings. Fettino Perino is its opposite number in Macedonia. Brioleur see Westphalia. Brickbeck see Providence. Brickton, England. The French name for English Wiltshire Brickbat, one of the very few cheeses imported into France. Known in France in the 18th century, it may have influenced the making of Trappist Port Salut at the Brickbeck Monastery in Manche. Brittle see Greek Casera, Italian Ricotta, Turkish Ravishdermer, and U.S. Hoppy. Brizecon Savoy, France. Imitation Reblochon made in the same Savoy province. Broccio, or Lobroconus, Corsica, France. Soft, sour sheep milk or goat, like Bricotta, and a first cousin to Italian Chiavari. Cream white, slightly salty, eaten fresh in Paris, where it is as popular as on its home island. Sometimes salted and half dried, or made into little cakes with rum and sugar. Made and eaten all year. Broodkaas, Holland. Hard, flat, nutty. Brousse de la Visibie, lait. Nice, France. Small, sheep, long, narrow bar shape, served either with powdered sugar or salt, pepper, and chopped chives. Made in Visibie. Brussels or Bruxelles, Belgium. Soft, washed skim milk, fermented, semi-sharp, from Louvain and Hall districts. Budapest, Hungary. Soft, fresh, creamy, and mellow, a favorite at home in Budapest and abroad in Vienna. Buderick, Germany. A specialty in Dusseldorf. Boule, Switzerland. A Swiss Gruyère. Bundost, Sweden. Semi-hard, mellow, tangy. Burgundy, France. Named after the province, not the wine, but they do go wonderfully together. Bushman, Australia. Semi-hard, yellow, tangy. Butter and cheese. See Chapter 8. Butter, Serbian. See Kajmar. Buttermilk, U.S. and Europe. Resembles cottage cheese, but of finer grain. End of Section 16. Recording by Jennifer Stearns, Concord, New Hampshire. Of the Complete Book of Cheese. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by Jennifer Stearns. The Complete Book of Cheese by Robert Carlton Brown. C. Cabesson, Le, Auvergne, France. Small, goat, from Moors. Cabrion, Auvergne, France. So much like the Cabresson, they might be called sister nannies under the rind. Cachet d'Étrechaud, Le, or Fromage Fort du Ventoux. Provence Mountains, France. Semi-hard, sheep, mixed with brandy, dry white wine, and sundry seasonings, well marinated, and extremely strong. Season May to November. Caciocavallo, Italy. Horse cheese. The ubiquitous cheese of classical greats, imitated all around the world and back to Italy again. See Chapter 3. Caciocavallo Siciliano. Sicily, also in USA. Essentially a pressed provolone, usually from cow's whole milk, but sometimes from goat's milk or a mixture of the two. Weight between 17 1/2 and 26 pounds. Used for both table cheese and grating. Cacciofiore or Cacciata, Italy. Soft as butter, sheep, in 4-pound square frames. Sweetish, eaten fresh. Cacio Pecorino Romano, see Pecorino. Cacio Romano, see Chiavari. Caerphilly, Wales and England, Devon, Dorset, Somerset, and Wiltshire. Semi-hard, whole fresh milk. Takes 3 weeks to ripen. Also sold green, young and innocent, at the age of 10 to 11 days, when weighing about that many pounds. Since it has little keeping qualities, it should be eaten quickly. Welsh miners eat a lot of it. Think it specially suited to their needs, because it is easily digested and does not produce so much heat in the body as long-keeping cheeses. Caillebotte, curds. France. Anjou, Poitou, Saintonge, and Vendée. Soft, creamy, sweetened fresh or sour milk clabbered with chardonnette. Wild artichoke seed, over slow fire. Cut in lozenges and served cold, 2 hours after cooking. Smooth, mellow, and aromatic. A high type of this unusual cheese is Jonchée. C. Other cheeses are made with vegetable rennet, some from similar thistle or cardoon juice, especially in Portugal. Caille de Poitiers. See Petit Pot. Cal de Habas, Gascony, France. Clabbered or clotted sheep milk. Cajassou, Périgord, France. A notable goat cheese made in Cubjac. Calabrian, Italy. The Calabrians make good sheep cheese, such as this Caciocavallo. Calcagno, Sicily. Hard, ewe's milk, suitable for grating. Caledonian Cream, Scotland. More of a dessert than a true cheese. We read in Scotland's Inner Man, a sort of fresh cream cheese flavored with chopped orange marmalade, sugar brandy, and lemon juice. It is whisked for about half an hour. Otherwise, if put into a freezer, it would be good ice pudding. Calvados, France. Medium hard, tangy. Perfect with Calvados applejack from the same province. Calvenzano, Italy. Similar to Gorgonzola, made in Bergamo. Cambrai, see Boulette. Cambridge, or York, England. Soft, fresh, creamy, tangy. The curd is quickly made in 1 hour and dipped into molds without cutting to ripen for eating in 30 hours. Camembert, see Chapter 3. Camembert, Germany, US, and elsewhere. A West German imitation that comes in a cute little heart-shaped box, which nevertheless doesn't make it any more like the Camembert véritable of Normandy. Camoussen, USA. Semi-soft, open-textured, resembling Monterey. Drained curd is pressed in hoops. Cheese is salted in brine for 30 hours, then coated with paraffin and cured for 1 to 3 months in humid room at 50° to 60° Fahrenheit. Canadian Club. See Cheddar Club. Canconotte, Cancanot, Canquillotte, Quincolot, Cancoide, Fromagère, Tempête, and Purée de fromage très fort. Franche-Comté, France. Soft, sour milk, sharp and aromatic, with added eggs and butter and sometimes brandy or dry white wine. Sold in attractive small molds and pots. Other sharp seasonings besides the brandy or wine make this one of the strongest of French strong cheeses, similar to Fromage Fort. Canestrato, Sicily, Italy. Hard, mixed goat and sheep, yellow and strong. Takes 1 year to mature and is very popular both in Sicily, where it is made to perfection, and in southern Colorado, where it is imitated by and for Italian settlers. Cantal, Fromage de Cantal, Auvergne or Auvergne Bleu, also Forme and La Tome. Auvergne, France. Semi-hard, smooth, mellow. A kind of cheddar, lightly colored lemon, yellow, strong. Sharp taste but hardly any smell. 40 to 120 pound cylinders. The rich milk from Highland pastures is more or less skimmed, and being a very old variety, it is still made most primitively. Cured 6 weeks or 6 months, and when very old it's very hard and very sharp. A Cantal type is Languille or Guiole. Capitanata, Italy, sheep. Caprian, Capri, Italy. Made from milk of goats that still overrun the original Goat Island and tangy as a buck. Caprino, little goat. Argentina. Semi-hard, goat, sharp, table cheese. Caraway loaf, USA. This is just one imitation of dozens of German caraway seeded cheeses that roam the world. In Germany, there is not only Kümmelloaf cheese, but a loaf of caraway seeded bread to go with it. Milwaukee has long made a good Kümmelkäse or hand cheese, and it would take more than the fingers on both hands to enumerate all of the European originals, from Dutch Koomkaas through Danish King Christian IX, and Norwegian Kummenost, Italian Frischa, Pomeranian Rinnen, and Belgian Leyden to Pennsylvania Pot. Cardiga Queijo da, Portugal. Hard, sheep, oily, mild flavor. Named from cardo, cardoon in English, a kind of thistle used as a vegetable rennet in making several other cheeses, such as French caillebotte, curdled with chardonnette, wild artichoke seed. Only classical Greek sharp cheeses, like Casera, can compare with the superb ones from the Portuguese mountain districts. They are lusciously oily, but never rancidly so. Carlsbad, Bohemia. Semi-hard, sheep, white, slightly salted, expensive. Carré Affiné, France. Soft, delicate, in small square forms, similar to Petit Carré and Ancien Impérial. See. Carré de l'Est, France. Similar to Camembert and imitated in the USA. Cascaval Penir, Turkey. Cacciocavallo, imitation consumed at home. Cassarella, Greece. Semi-soft, sheep, mellow, creamy. Cassere, Greece. Hard, sheep, brittle, gray and greasy, but wonderful. Sour sweet tongue tickle. This classical, though greasy Grecian is imitated with goat milk instead of sheep in Southern California. Cachera, Armenia and Greece. Hard, goat or cow's milk, brittle, sharp, nutty, similar to Cassere and high in quality. Cachera, Turkey. Semi-hard, sheep. Kasher Penner, see Kasher. Kashkavallo, Syria. Mellow but sharp imitation of the ubiquitous Italian Cacciocavallo. Casigullo, Panada, Pera di Vacca, Sardinia. Plastic curd cheese made by the Caciocavallo method. Cascaval or Kashkavallo, see Feta. Caspian, Caucasus. Semi-hard, sheep or cow, milked directly into cone-shaped cloth bag to speed the making. Taste tangy, sharp, and biting. Cassaro, Italy. Locally consumed, seldom exported. Castelmagno, Italy. Blue mold, Gorgonzola type. Castello Branco, White Castle, Portugal. Semi-soft, goat or goat and sheep, fermented. Similar to Serra da Estrella. See. Castellon or Fromage de Gascony, France. Fresh cream cheese. Castle, Schlosskäse, North Austria. Limburger type. Catanzaro, Italy. Consumed locally, seldom exported. Cat's head. See Katzenkopf. Celery, Norway. Flavored mildly with celery seeds instead of the usual caraway. Cendré, la. France. Orléanais, Blois, and Aube. Hard, sheep, round and flat. Other cendrés are champenois or ricey, brie, d'Azy, and olivet. Cendré d'Azy. Burgundy, France. Available all year. See La Cendrée. Cendré de la Brie. Ile-de-France, France. Fall and winter brie cured under the ashes. Season September to May. Cendré Champenois or Cendré de Ricé. Aube and Marne, France. Made and eaten from September to June and ripened under the ashes. Cendré Olivet. See Olivet. Sennis. See Mont Cenis. Certoso Stracchino. Italy, near Milan. A variety of Stracchino named after the Carthusian friars who have made it for donkey's years. It is milder and softer and creamier than the Taleggio because it's made of cow instead of goat milk, but it has less distinction for the same reason. Ceva, Italy. Soft veteran of Roman times named from its town near Turin. Chabichou, Poitou, France. Soft, goat, fresh, sweet and tasty. A vintage cheese of the months from April to December, since such cheeses don't last long enough to be vintage like wine by the year. Changy, Orleans, France. Season September to June. Cham, Switzerland. One of those eminent Emmentaler's from Cham, the hometown of Mr. Pfister. See Pfister. Chamois milk. Aristotle said that the most savorous cheese came from the chamois. This small, goat-like envelope feeds on wild mountain herbs, not available to lumbering cows, less agile sheep, or domesticated mountain goats, so it gives, in small quantity but high quality, the richest, most flavorsome of milk. Champenois or Fromage de Ricé. Aube and Marne, France. Season from September to June, the same as Cendré Champenois and de Ricé. Champollion de Queyras. Haute-Alpes, France. Hard, skim milker. Chantel. Natural Port du Salut type described as zesty by some of the best purveyors of domestic cheeses. It has a sharp taste and little odor, perhaps to fill the demand for a married man's Limburger. Chantilly, see Hable. Chaource, Champagne, France. Soft, nice to nibble with a bottle product of the same high-living Champagne province. A kind of Camembert. Chapelle, France. Soft. Charmy, fine. Switzerland. Gruyere type. Chasseul or Chasseaucy. Canton of Grisons, Switzerland. Hard, skim, small wheels, 18 to 22 inches in diameter by 3 to 4 inches high. Weight 22 to 40 pounds. Chasteau, see Petit Fromage. Châteauroux, see Fromage de Chèvre. Chaumont, Champagne, France. Season November to May. Chavignol, see Croton. Chichelak, Armenia. Soft, pot, flaky, creamy. Cheddar, see Chapter 3. Cheese bread, Russia and USA. For centuries Russia has excelled in making a salubrious cheese bread called Notruschki, and the cheese that flavors it is Tworog. See both. Only recently Schrafft's in New York put out a yellow, soft, and toothsome cheese bread that has become very popular for toasting. It takes heat to bring out its full cheesy flavor. Good when overlaid with cheese butter of contrasting piquance, say one mixed with Sapsago. Cheese butter. Equal parts of creamed butter and finely grated or soft cheese and mixtures thereof. The imported but still cheap green Sapsago is not to be forgotten when mixing your own cheese butter. Cheese food. USA. Any mixtures of various lots of cheese and other solids derived from milk with emulsifying agents, coloring matter, seasonings, condiments, relishes, and water, heated or not, into a homogeneous mass. A long and kind word for a homely, tasteless, heterogeneous mess. From an advertisement. Cheese hoppers. See hoppers. Cheese mites. See mites. Cheshire and Cheshire imitations. See with Cheddar in Chapter 3. Cheshire Stilton, England. In making this combination of Cheshire and Stilton, the blue mold peculiar to Stilton is introduced into the usual Cheshire process by keeping out each day a little of the curd and mixing it with that in which the mold is growing well. The result is the Cheshire in size and shape and general characteristics, but with the blue veins of Stilton, making it really a blue Cheddar. Another combination is Yorkshire Stilton, and quite as distinguished. Chester England. Another name for Cheshire, used in France, where formerly some was imported to make the visiting Britishers feel at home. Chevalier France. Curd sweetened with sugar. Chevel U.S.A. A processed Wisconsin. Chèvre. See Fromage. Chèvre de Châteauroux. See Fromage. Chèvre Petite. See Petit Fromage. Chèvre Tome de. See Tome. Chevretin Savoy, France. Goat, small and square. Named after the Mammy Nanny, as so many are. Chevrets, Ponta and Saint Remy. Bresse and Franche-Comté, France. Dry and semi-dry, crumbly, goat, small squares, lightly salted. Season December to April. Such small goat cheeses are named in the plural in France. Chevreton de Beaujolais à la crème, lait. Lyonnais, France. Small goat milkers served with cream. This is a fair sample of the railroad names some French cheeses stagger under. Chevretons, Savoy, France. Soft dried goat milk, white, small, tangy, and semi-tangy. Made and eaten from March to December. Chhana, Asia. All we know is that this is made of the whole milk of cows, soured, and is not as unusual as the double H in its name. Chiavari, Italy. There are two different kinds named for the Chiavari region, and both are hard. One, sour cow's milk, also known as Cacio Romano. 2. Sweet whole milker, similar to Corsican Braccio. Chiavari, the historic little port between Genoa and Pisa, is more noted as the birthplace of the Bavaric chivalry rising of newlyweds, with its raucous serenade of dishpans, sour note bugling, and such. Chives cream cheese. Of the world's many fine fresh cheeses, further freshened with chives, there is Belgian Hervé and French Claqueret, with onion added. See both. For our taste, it's best when the chives are added at home, as it's done in Germany, in person at the table or just before. Kristallina, Canton, Graubünden, Switzerland. Hard, smooth, sharp, tangy. Christian 9, Denmark. A distinguished spiced cheese. Ciclo, Italy. Soft, small cream cheese. Sirop de Luchon, France. Made from November to May in the Comté de Foix, where it has the distinction of being the only local product worth listing with France's 300 notables. Citeaux, Burgundy, France. Trappist Port Salut. Clabber cheese, England. Simply cottage cheese left in a cool place until it grows soft and it automatically changes its name from cottage to clabber. Clairvaux, France. Formerly made in a Benedictine monastery of that name. Claqueret le, Lyonnais, France. Fresh cream whipped with chives, chopped fine with onions. See chives. Clarembert. See Alpin. Cleves, France. French imitation of the German imitation of a Holland-Dutch original. Cloves. See Nagelkäse. Club, potted club, snappy, cold pack, and comminuted cheese. USA and Canada. Probably McLaren's Imperial Club in pots was first to be called Club, but others credit Club to the US. In any case, McLaren's was bought by an American company and is now all American. Today there are many Clubs that may sound swanky, but taste very ordinary, if at all. They are made of finely ground aged sharp Cheddar mixed with condiments, liquors, olives, pimentos, etc., and mostly carry come-on names to make the customers think they are getting something from Old England or some aristocratic private club. All are described as tangy. Originally, butter went into the better clubs, which were sold in small porcelain jars. But in these processed days they are wrapped in smaller tin foil and wax paper packets and called snappy. Cocktail cheeses. Recommended from stock by Phil Alpert's Cheeses of All Nations stores. Argentine aged Gruyère, Canadian Doka, French Bleu, Brie, Camembert, Fontainebleau, Port d'Evêque, Port de Salut, Robuchon, Roquefort, Grecian Feta, Hungarian Brinza, Polish Wasarski Ski, Romanian Kaskaval, Swiss Schwytzer American Cheddar and Brandy, Hoppy Indian. Coeur à la Crème, Burgundy, France. This becomes Fromage à la Crème, too, see, when served with sugar, and it is also called a heart of cream after being molded into that romantic shape in a wicker or willow twig basket. Coeur d'Arras, Artois, France. These hearts of Arras are soft, smooth, mellow, caressingly rich with the cream of Arras. Coffee flavored cheese. Just as the Dutch captivated coffee lovers all over the world with their coffee flavored candies, Haagische Hopjes, so the French with Jonchée cheese and Italians with ricotta satisfy the universal craving by putting coffee in for flavor. Coimbra, Portugal. Goat or cow, semi-hard, firm, round, salty, sharp. Not only one of those college-educated cheeses, but a postgraduate one, bearing the honored name of Portugal's ancient academic center. Colby, USA. Similar to Cheddar, but of softer body and more open texture, contains more moisture, and doesn't keep as well as Cheddar. College educated. Besides Coimbra, several countries have cheeses brought out by their colleges. Even Brazil has one in Minas Gerais, and Transylvania another called Colas Monastor, while our agricultural colleges in every big cheese state from California through Ames in Iowa, Madison in Wisconsin, all across the continent to Cornell in New York, vie with one another in turning out Diploma Ed. American Cheddars in such a high degree. It is largely to the agricultural colleges that we owe the steady improvement in both quality and number of foreign imitations since the University of Wisconsin broke the curds early in this century by importing Swiss professors to teach the high art of Emmentaler. Colwick, see Slipcote. Coum Air, France. Small, similar to Italian Stracchino in everything but size. Commission, Holland. Hard, ball-shaped like Edam, and resembling it except being darker in color, and packed in a ball, weighing about twice as much, around 8 pounds. It is made in the province of North Holland and in Friesland. It is often preferred to Edam for size and nutty flavor. Compiègne, France. Soft. Comté, see Gruyère. Conches, France. Emmentaler type. Condroux, Regat, Durla. Rhone Valley, below Lyon, France. Semi-hard, goat, small, smooth, creamy, mellow, tasty. A cheese of cheeses for epicures, only made from May to November, when pasturage is rich. Confit au Marc de Bourgogne, see Époisse. Confit au Vin Blanc, see Époisse. Cooked or Pennsylvania pot, USA. Named from cooking sour clabbered curd to the melting point. When cool, it is allowed to stand 3 or 4 days until it is colored through. Then it is cooked again with salt, milk, and usually caraway. It is stirred until it's as thick as molasses and strings from a spoon. It is then put into pots or molds, whose shape it retains when turned out. All cooked cheese is apt to be tasteless unless some of the milk flavor cooked out is put back in, as wheat germ is now returned to white bread. Almost every country has cooked cheese all its own, with or without caraway, such as the following: Belgium, Konstukas; Germany, Kochkas, Topfen; Luxembourg, Kochenkas; France, Fromage Oui and Le Peuteur; Sardinia, Panadas Fresa. Coon, see Chapter 4. Cornhusker, USA. A Nebraska product similar to Cheddar and Colby, but with softer body and more moisture. Cornimont, Vosges, France. A splendid French version of Alsatian Munster, spiked with caraway, in flattish cylinders, with mahogany red coating. It is similar to Jérémie and the harvest cheese of Jérémar in the same lush Vosges valley. Corse Roquefort de Corsica, France. Corsican imitation of the real Roquefort, and not nearly so good, of course. Cossack, Caucasus. Cow or sheep. There are two varieties. One, soft, cured in brine, and still soft and mild after 2 months in the salt bath. 2, semi-hard and very sharp after aging in brine for 1 year or more. Cotherstone Yorkshire, England. Also known as Yorkshire Stilton and Wensleydale No. 1. See both. Cotrone, Cotonese. See Pecorino. Cotta, see Pasta. Cottage cheese. Made in all countries where any sort of milk is obtainable. In America it's also called pot, Dutch, and smearcase. The English, who like playful names for homely dishes, call cottage cheese smearcase from the German Schmierkäse. It is also called Glumse in Deutschland, and together with cream, formed the basis of all of our fine Pennsylvania Dutch cuisine. Cottenham or double Cottenham. English Midlands. Semi-hard, double cream, blue mold. Similar to Stilton, but creamier and richer, and made in flatter and broader forms. Cotslow. Cotswold, England. A brand of cream cheese named for its home in Cotswold, Gloucester. Although soft, it tastes like hard Cheddar. Coulommiers Frais or Petit Moule. Ile-de-France, France. Fresh cream similar to Petit Suisse. See. Coulommiers, le, or Brie de Coulommiers, France. Also called Petit Moule from its small form. This genuine Brie is a pocket edition, no larger than a camembert, standing only 1 inch high and measuring 5 or 6 inches across. It is made near Paris and is a great favorite from the autumn and winter months, when it is made, on until May. The making starts in October, a month earlier than most Brie, and is off the market by July, so it's seldom tasted by the avalanche of American summer tourists. Cow cheese. Sounds redundant, and is used mostly in Germany, where an identifying word is added, such as Berliner Kuhkäse and Alt Kuhkäse, old cow cheese. Cream cheese. International. England, France, and America go for it heavily. English cream begins with Devonshire, the world-famous thick fresh cream that is sold cool in earthenware pots and makes fresh berries, especially the small wild strawberries of rural England, taste out of this world. It is also drained on straw mats and formed into fresh hardened cheeses in small molds. See Devonshire cream. Among regional specialties are the following, named from their place of origin or commercial brands: Cambridge, Cotslow, Cornwall, Farmvale, Guilford, Homer's, Italian, Lincoln, New Forest, Rush, from being made on rush or straw mats, see Rush, St. Ivel, distinguished for being made with acidophilus bacteria, Scotch Caledonian, Slipcote, famous in the 18th century, Victoria, York. Crème Chantilly, see Hablé. Crème de Guyenne, see Fromage. Crème de Gruyère, Franche-Comté, France. Soft Gruyère cream cheese arrives in America in perfect condition in tin foil packets, expensive but worth it. Crème de Vosges, Alsace, France. Soft cream, season October to April. Crème double, see Double Crème. Crème fromage à la, see Fromage. Crème fromage blanc à la, see Fromage blanc. Crème Saint-Gervais, see Pot de Crème Saint-Gervais. Cremette Nantais, Lower Loire, France. Soft fresh cream of Nantes. Cremette lait, Anjou, France. A fresh cream equal to English Devonshire, served more as a dessert than a dessert cheese. The cream is whipped stiff with egg whites, drained and eaten with more fresh cream, sprinkled with vanilla and sugar. Cremini, Italy. Soft small cream cheese from Cremona, the violin town. And, by the way, art-loving Italians make ornamental cheeses in the form of musical instruments, statues, still life groups, and everything. Creole, Louisiana, USA. Soft, rich, unripened cottage cheese type made by mixing cottage type curd and rich cream. Crescenza, Stracchino Crescenza, Crescenda Lombardy. Lombardy, Italy. Uncooked, soft, creamy, mildly sweet, fast ripening, yellowish whole milk, made from September to April. Creuse. Creuse, France. A 2-in-1 farm cheese of skim milk, resulting from two different ways of ripening. After the cheese has been removed from perforated earthen molds 7 inches in diameter and 5 or 6 inches high, where it has drained for several days. 1. It is salted and turned frequently until very dry and hard. 2. It is ripened by placing in tightly closed mold lined with straw. This softens flavors and turns it golden yellow. See Hay or Fromage de Foin. Creusot or Gruyère, Limousin, France. Season October to June. Croissant Demi-sel, France. Soft, double cream, semi-salty all year. Crottin de Chavignol, Berry, France. Semi-hard, goat's milk, small, lightly salted, mellow. In season April to December. The name is not exactly complimentary. Crowdie or Cruddy butter, Scotland. Named from the combination of fresh sweet milk curds pressed together with fresh butter. A popular breakfast food in Inverness and the Ross Shires. When kept for months it develops a high flavor. A similar curd and butter is made by Arabs and stored in vats, the same as in India, the land of ghee, where there's no refrigeration. Crying Kebbuck. F. Mary McNeill, in the Scots Kitchen, says that this was the name of a cheese that used to be part of the Kimmer's feast at a lying in. Cuajada, see Venezuela. Cuhack, see Casajou. Cuit, see Fromage Cuit. Cumin, Munster O, see Munster. Cup, see Koppen. Curd, see granular curd, sweet curd, and York curd. Curds and butter, Arabia. Fresh sweet milk curd and fresh butter are pressed together as in making crowdie or cruddy butter in Scotland. The Arabs put this strong mixture away in vats to get it even stronger than East Indian ghee. Curé fromage de, see Nantes. End of section 17. Read by Jennifer Stearns, Concord, New Hampshire.
Of the Complete Book of Cheese. This is the LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by Miriam Esther Goldman. The Complete Book of Cheese by Robert Carlton Brown. Chapter 18, D to F. D. Daisies, fresh. A popular type and packaging of mild cheddar, originally English. Known as an all-around cheese to eat raw, cook, let ripen, and use for seasoning. Dalmatian, Austria. Hard ewe's milker. Dambo, Denmark. Semi-hard and nutty. Damen, or Glory of the Mountain. Loire de Montagne, Hungary. Soft, uncured, mild ladies' cheese, as its name asserts. Popular alpine snack in Viennese cafes with coffee gossip in the afternoon. Danish Blue, Denmark. Semi-hard, rich, blue-veined, piquant, delicate, excellent imitation of Roquefort. Sometimes called Danish Roquefort. And because it is exported around the world, it is Denmark's best-known cheese. Although it sells for 20 to 30% less than the international triumvirate of blues, Roquefort, Stilton, and Gorgonzola, it rivals them and definitely leads lesser blues. Danish export, Denmark. Skim milk and buttermilk, round and flat, mild and mellow. A fine cheese, as many Danish exports are. Dansk Schweizerost, Denmark. Danish Swiss cheese, imitation Emmentaler, but with small holes. nutty, sweet dessert or picnic cheese, as Swiss is often called. Danzig, Poland. A pleasant cheese to accompany a glass of the great liqueur, Goldwasser, eau de vie de Danzig, from the same celebrated city. Darling, USA. One of the finest Vermont Cheddars, handled for years by one of America's finest fancy food suppliers, S.S. Pierce of Boston. Dauphin, Flanders, France. Season November to May. d'Arigny fromage. See Alderney. Daventry, England. A Stilton type, white, small, round, flat, and very rich, with blue veins of a darker green. Decize, Nivernais, France. In season all year. Soft, creamy, mellow, resembles Brie. De Foin fromage. See Hay. De Fontaine, Spain. Crumbly, sharp, nutty. De Gascony fromage. See Castillon. De Gerardmer. See Récollet. Delft, Holland. About the same as Leyden. See. Delicioux, the brand name of a truly delicious Brie. Delicat, USA. A mellow breakfast spread on the style of the German Frühstück original. See. De Lille Boule, French name for Belgian oeuf de casse. Demi-étouffe, half-size étouffe. See. Demi-petite Suisse, the name for an extra small petite Suisse to distinguish it from the gros. Demi-sel. Normandy, France. Soft, whole, creamy, lightly salted. Resembles Gournay but slightly saltier. Also like U.S. cream cheese but softer and creamier. Demi-sel croissant. See croissant demi-sel. Derby or Derbyshire, England. Hard, shaped like Austrian Nagelkäse, and the size of Cheshire, though sometimes smaller. Dry, large, flat, round, flaky, sharp, and tangy. A factory cheese, said to be identical with double Gloucester and similar to Warwickshire, Wiltshire, and Leicester. The experts pronounce it a somewhat inferior Cheshire, but deficient in its quality and the flavor of Cheddar. So it's unlikely to win in any cheese derby in spite of its name. Devonshire cream and cheese, England. Devonshire cream is world famous for its thickness and richness. Superb with wild strawberries, almost a cream cheese by itself. Devonshire cream is made into a luscious cheese, ripened on straw, which gives it a special flavor, such as that of French foin or hay cheese. Dolce Verde, Italy. This creamy blue vein variety is named sweet green because cheesemongers are colorblind when it comes to the blue greens and the green blues. Domaci Beli Sir, Yugoslavia. Sir is not a title, but the word for cheese. This is a typical used milker cured in a fresh sheepskin. Domestic Gruyere, USA. An imitation of a cheese impossible to imitate. Domestic Swiss, USA. Same as domestic Gruyere, maybe more so, since it is made in ponderous 150 to 200 pound wheels, chiefly in Wisconsin and Ohio. The trouble is, there is no alpine pasturage and Emmentaler Valley in our country. Domiati, Egypt. Whole or partly skimmed cow's or buffalo's milk. Soft, white, no openings. Mild and salty when fresh and cleanly acid when cured. It's called a pickled cheese and is very popular in the Near East. Dorset, Double Dorset, Blue Dorset, or Blue Vinny, England. Blue mold type from Dorsetshire. Crumbly, sharp, made in flat forms. Its manufacture has been traced back 150 years in the family of F.E. Dare, who says that in all probability it was made longer ago than that. See Blue Vinny. Dotter, Nuremberg, Germany. An entirely original cheese, perfected by G. Leuchs in Nuremberg. He enriched skim milk with yolk of eggs and made the cheese in the usual way. When well ripened, it is splendid. Doubles. The English name cheese made of whole milk double, such as double Cottenham, double Dorset, double Gloucester. Singles are cheese from which some of the cream has been removed. Double cream, England. Similar to Wensleydale. Double crème, France. There are several of this name, made in the summer when milk is richest in cream. The full name is Fromage à la double crème, and pommel is one well known. They are made throughout France in season and are much in demand. Dresdener Bierkäse, Germany. A celebrated hand cheese made in Dresden. The typical soft skim milker, strong with caraway and drunk dissolved in beer, as well as merely eaten. Drinking cheeses. Not only Dresdener, but dozens of regional hand cheeses in Germanic countries are melted in steins of beer or glasses of wine to make distinctive cheesed drinks for strong stomachs and noses. This peps up the drink in somewhat the same way as ale and beer are laced with pepper sauce in some parts. Dry, Germany. From the drinking cheese just above to dry cheese is quite a leap. This cheese, known as Sperrkäse and Trockenkäse, is made in the small dairies of the eastern part of the Bavarian Alps and in the Tyrol. It is an extremely simple product, made for home consumption and only in the winter season, when the milk cannot be profitably used for other purposes. As soon as the milk is skimmed, it is put into a large kettle which can be swung over a fire, where it is kept warm until it is thoroughly thickened from souring. It is then broken up and cooked quite firm. A small quantity of salt and sometimes some caraway seed are added, and the curd is put into forms of various sizes. It is then placed in a drying room where it becomes very hard, when it is ready for eating. From U.S. Department of Agriculture, Bulletin No. 608. Dobryala, see Brina. Dual, Austria. Soft, skim milk, hand type, 2 by 2 by 1 inch cube. Dunlop, Scotland. One of the national cheeses of Scotland, but now far behind Cheddar, which it resembles, although it is closer in texture and moisture. Semi-hard, white, sharp, buttery, tangy, and rich in flavor. It is one of the toasting cheeses, resembling Lancashire too in form and weight. Made in Ayr, Lanark, Renfrew, and sold in the markets of Kilmarnock, Kirkcudbright, and Wigton. Durak, Turkey. Mixed with butter, mellow and smoky. Costs $3 a pound. Durlag or Begug Panir, Armenia. Sheep. Semi-soft to brittle hard. Square, sharp, but mellow and tangy with herbs. Sometimes salty from lying in a brine bath from 2 days to 2 months. Durmar Rarouche, see Rarouche. Dutch, Holland. Cream cheese of skim milk, very perishable spread. Dutch cheese, American vernacular for cottage or pot cheese. Dutch cream cheese, England. Made in England, although called Dutch. Contains eggs and is therefore richer than Dutch cream cheese in Holland itself. In America, we call the original Holland kind Dutch, cottage, pot, and farmer. Dutch Mill, USA, a specialty of Oakland, California. Dutch red balls, English name for Edam. E. Echourgnac Trappe de Périgord, France. Trappist monastery, Port Salut. Made in Limousin. Edam. See Chapter 3. Egg. Finland. Semi-hard. One of the few cheeses made by adding eggs to the curds. Others are Dutch cream cheese of England, German Dotter, French fromage cuit, cooked cheese, and Westphalian. Authorities agree that these should be labeled egg cheese, so the buyers won't be fooled by their richness. The Finns age their eggs even as the Chinese ripen their 100-year-old eggs by burying them in grain, as all Scandinavians do, and the Scotch as well in the oat bin. But none of them is left a century to ripen, as eggs are said to be in China. Elbinger, or Elbing. West Prussia. Hard, crumbly, sharp. Made of whole milk except in winter, when it is skimmed. Also known as Werderkäse and Niederungskäse. Ekiwani. Caucasus. Hard, sheep. White, sharp, salty, with some of the brine it's bathed in. Elisavetpolen, or Eriwani. Caucasus. Hard, sheep, sweetish, sharp, and slightly salty when fresh from the brine bath. Also called Kasach, Cossack, Tali, Kurini, and Carib in different locales. El Moltable, Italy. Soft, mellow, tasty. Emiliano, Italy. Hard. Flavor varies from mild to sharp. Parmesan type. Emmentaler, Switzerland. There are so many types of this celebrated Swiss all around the world that we're not surprised to find Lapland reindeer milk cheese listed as similar to Emmentaler of the hardest variety. See Chapter 3, also Vacherin and Fondue. En envelope. French phrase of packaged cheese in the envelope. Similar to English packet and our process. Raw natural cheese the French refer to frankly as nu, in the nude. Engadin, Graubünden, Switzerland. Semi-hard, mild, tangy sweet. English dairy, England and USA. Extra hard, crumbly and sharp. Resembles Cheddar and has long been imitated in the States, chiefly as a cooking cheese. Entrechaux le Cachat. See Cachat. Époissé, Fromage de Côte d'Or, Upper Burgundy, France. Soft, small cylinder with flattened end, about 5 inches across. The season is from November to July. Equally proud of their wine and cheese, the Burgundians marry white wine to mark to d'Époissé in making confits with that name. Erbo, Italy. Similar to Gorgonzola, the Galvani cheesemakers of Italy, who put out both Bel Paese and Taleggio, also export Erbo to our shores. Ercé, Languedoc, France. Soft, smooth, and sharp. A winter cheese in season only from November to May. Eriwani. See Elisavetpolen. Hervé, Champagne, France. Soft, yellow rind, smooth, tangy, piquant, 7 by 2½ inches, weight 4 pounds. Resembles Camembert. A washed cheese, also known as fromage de Troyes. In season November to May. Essex, USA. Imitation of an extinct or at least dormant English type. Estrella. See Serra de Estrella. Étuve and demi-étuve. Holland. Semi-hard, smooth, mellow. In full size and demi-half size. In season all year. Evergleis. Yugoslavia. Sharp, nutty flavor. Excelsior. Normandy, France. Season all year. F. Factory Cheddar. USA. Very old factory cheddars is the trade name for well-aged sharp cheddar. New factory is just that. Mild, young, and tractable. Too tractable, in fact. Farm, France. Known as Ferme, Magre, thin. Fromage à la pie. Nothing to do with apple pie. And Mou, weak. About the same as our cottage cheese. Farmer. This is curd only, and is nowadays mixed with pepper, lox, nuts, fruits, and almost anything. A very good base for your own fancy spread, or season a slab to fancy and bake it like a hoe cake, but in the oven. Farmhouse. See Herrgårdsost. Farm Vale, England. Cream cheese of Somerset wrapped in tinfoil and boxed in wedges, 8 to a box. Fat cheese. See Frontage Gras and Malpener. Faneuil. See Tomé de Savoie. Ferme. See Farm. Feta. See Chapter 3. Fil de Dreux. Bern, France. November to May. Filled cheese, England. Before our processed and food cheese era, some scoundrels in the cheese business over there added animal fats and margarine to skimmed milk to make it pass as whole milk in making cheese. Such adulteration killed the flavor and quality, and no doubt some of the customers. Luckily in America we put down this vicious counterfeiting with pure food laws. But such foreign fats are still stuffed into the skimmed milk of many foreign cheeses. To take the place of the natural butter fat, the phony fats are whipped in violently, and extra rennet is added to speed up coagulation. Fin de Sicile, Normandy, France. Although this is an all-year cheese, its name dates it back to the years at the close of the 19th century. Fiore di Alpe, Italy. Hard, sharp, tangy. Romantically named Flowers of the Alps. Fiore Sardo, Italy. Ewe's milk, hard, table cheese when immature, a condiment when fully cured. Flandre Toulde, France, a kind of Marole. Fleur de Deauville, France, a type of Brie, in season December to May. Fleur de Alpe, see Bel Paix and Millefiore. Fledeost, Norway. Like Gedeost, but not so rich because it is made of cow's milk. Fløtost, Norway. Although the name translates cream cheese, it is made of boiled whey. Similar to Mysost, but fatter. Flower, England. Soft and fragrant, with petals of roses, violets, marigolds, and such, delicately mixed in. Since the English are so fond of oriental teas scented with jasmine and other flowers, perhaps they imported the idea of mixing petals with their cheese, since there is no oriental cheese for them to import except bean curd. Fodder cheese. A term for cheese made from fodder in seasons when there is no grass. Good fresh grass is the essence of all fine cheese, so silo or barn-fed cows can't give the kind of milk it takes. Foggiano, Apulia, Italy. A member of the big Pecorino family because it's made of sheep's milk. Foin fromage de, see Hay. Fondue Vacherin, see Vacherin fondue. Fontainebleau, France. Named after its own royal commune. Soft, fresh cream, smooth, mellow, summer variety. Fontina, Val d'Acosta, Italy. Soft, goat, creamy, with a nutty flavor and delightful aroma. Fontaine de, Franche-Comté, France. A favorite all-year product. Fontanelli, Italy. Semi-dry, flaky, nutty, sharp. Fontini, Parma, Italy. Hard, goat, similar to Swiss, but harder and sharper, from the same region as Parmesan, Food cheese, USA. An unattractive type of processed mixes, presumably with some cheese content to flavor it. Forêt, also called d'Ambert, France. The process of making this is said to be very crude and the ripening unusual. The cheeses are cylindrical, 10 inches in diameter and 6 inches high. They are ripened by placing them on the floor of the cellar, covering with dirt and allowing water to trickle over them. Many are spoiled by the unusual growths of mold and bacteria. The flavor of the best of these is said to resemble Roquefort, from Bulletin Number 608 of the U.S. Department of Agriculture, to which we are indebted for descriptions of hundreds of varieties in this alphabet. Formagelle, Northwest Italy. Soft, ripened specially, put up in half-pound packages. Formaggi di pasta filata, Italy. A group of Italian cheeses, made by curdling milk with rennet, warming and fermenting the curd, heating it until it is plastic, drawing it into ropes, and then kneading and shaping, while hot provolone, caciocavallo, and mozzarella are in this group. Formaggini and Formaggini del Lecco, Italy. Several small cheeses answer to this name, of which Lecco is typical. A Lombardy dessert cheese measuring 1 1/4 by 2 inches, weighing 2 ounces. It is eaten from the time it is fresh and sweet until it ripens to piquance. Sometimes made of cow and goat milk mixed, with the addition of oil and vinegar, as well as salt, pepper, sugar, and cinnamon. Formaggio d'Oro, Northwest Italy. Hard, sharp, mountain-made. Formaggio duro, dry, and Formaggio tenero. See Nostrale. Fort, see Fromage Fort. Forme, Cantal, and Latome, Auvergne, France. This is a big family in the rich cheese province of Auvergne, where many mountain varieties are baptized after their districts, such as Aubrac, Aurelia, Grand Mural, Roche, and Salaire. See Forme d'Albert and Cantal. Forme de Montebrisson, Auvergne, France. This belongs to the Forme clan and is in season from November to May. Forme de Salaire. See Cantal, which it resembles so closely it is sometimes sold under that name. Frisa, or Panadas, Sardinia, Italy. A soft, mild, and sweet cooked cheese. Fribourg, Italy and Switzerland. Hard, cooked curd. Swiss type very similar to Spalen. C. Fries Kaas, fresh cheese. Holland. Dutch generic name for any soft, fresh spring cheese, although some is made in winter, beginning in November. Frisian. See West Frisian. Fromage à la crème, France. 1. Sour milk drained and mixed with cream, eaten with sugar. That of Guyenne is a noted produce, and so is d'Isigny. 2. Franche-Comté. Fresh sheep milk melted with fresh thick cream, whipped egg whites, and sugar. Morvan. Homemade cottage cheese. When milk has soured solid, it is hung in cheesecloth in a cool place to drain, then mixed with a little fresh milk and served with cream. 4. When Morvan or other type is put into a heart-shaped wicker basket for a mold and marketed in that, it becomes a coeur à la crème, heart of cream, to be eaten with sugar. Fromage à la Pie. See Fromage Blanc just below, and Farm. Fromage Bavarois à la Vanille, France. Dessert cheese, sweetened and flavored with vanilla, and named after Bavaria, where it probably originated. Fromage Blanc, France. Soft cream or cottage cheese, called à la Pie too, suggesting pie à la mode. Also Farm from the place it's made. Usually eaten with salt and pepper, in summer only. It is the ascetic version of fromage à la crème, usually eaten with salt and pepper and without cream or sugar, except in the province of Bresse, where it is served with cream and called fromage blanc à la crème. Every milky province has its own blanc. In Champagne, it's made of fresh ewe milk. In Upper Brittany, it is named after Nantes and is also called fromage de Corée. Other districts devoted to it are Alsace-Lorraine, Auvergne, Languedoc, and Ile-de-France. Fromage Bleu. See Bleu d'Auvergne. Fromage Huit cooked cheese. Thionville, Lorraine, France. Although a specialty of Lorraine, this cooked cheese is produced in many places. First it is made with fresh whole cow milk, then pressed and potted. After maturing a while, it is depotted, mixed with milk and egg yolk, recooked and repotted. Fromage d'Aurigny. See Alderney. Fromage de Bayonne. Bayonne, France. Made with ewe's milk. Fromage de Boîte. Doubs, France. Soft, mountain-made, in the fall only. Resembles Pont-l'Évêque. Fromage de Bourgogne. See Burgundy. Fromage de Chèvre de Châteauroux, a seasonal goat cheese. Fromage de Curé. See Nantais. Fromage de Fontenay-le-Comté. Poitou, France. Half goat and half cow milk. Fromage de Gascony. See Castillon. Fromage de Pau. See Le Foncé. Fromage de Saint-Remy. See Chèvre. Fromage de Serac, Savoy, France. Half and half, cow and goat, from Serac d'Alou. Fromage de Troyes, France. Two cheeses have this name. See Barberry and Hervey. Fromage de Vache, another name for Autun. Fromage de Monsieur Fromage, Normandy, France. This cheese of Mr. Cheese is as exceptional as its name. Its season runs from November to June. It comes wrapped in a green leaf, maybe from a grapevine, suggesting what to drink with it. It is semi-dry, mildly snappy, with a piquant pungence all its own. The playful name suggests the celebrated dish, Poulette de Madame Poulet, chick of Mrs. Chicken. Fromage Fort, France. Several cooked cheeses are named Fort, strong, chiefly in the department of Ain. Well-drained curd is melted, poured into a cloth, and pressed, then buried in dry ashes to remove any whey left. After being fermented 8 to 10 days, it is grated, mixed with butter, salt, pepper, wine, juniper berries, butter, and other things before fermenting some more. Similar extra strong cheeses are the one in Lorraine called Fondue and Fromagère of eastern France, classed as the strongest cheeses in all France. Fort number 1, that of Flanders, potted with juniper berries, as the gin of this section is flavored, plus pepper, salt, and white wine. Fort number 2, that from Franche-Comté. Small dry goat cheeses, pounded and potted with thyme, tarragon, leeks, pepper, and brandy. See Hazebrook. Fort number 3, from Provence, also called Cachat d'Entrechaux. In production from May to November. Semi-hard sheep milk, mixed with brandy, white wine, strong herbs, and seasonings, and well maintained. Fromage Gras, fat cheese. Savoy, France. Soft, round, fat ball, called tête de mort, death's head. Winter Brie is also called Gras, but there is no relation. This macabre name incited Victor Mussy to these lines. Les gens à l'humeur morose prenant la tête de mort. People of a morose disposition take the death's head. Fromage mou, any soft cheese. Fromage piquant, see Remoudon. Fromagère, see Canculotte. Fromage de Chèvre, Orléanais, France. Small, dried goat milkers. Frühstück, also known as breakfast and lunch cheese. Small rounds, 2½ to 3 inches in diameter. Limburger type. Cheeses on which many Germans and Americans break their fast. Ftino Porino, Macedonia, Greece. Sheep's milker. Similar to Brinza. End of chapter 18. Recording by Miriam Esther Goldman.